Hey everyone, welcome to Build or Play Something. When I first started this, I didn't want to just do video games. I also wanted to branch out and do like card games, RPGs, and such. And I'm really happy today because we're going to be playing a game that will be coming out soon but is not out yet, called Post Replica. With me today on the couch is John and AJ, who you may remember from the Artemis play video, which was a lot of fun. And joining me live via satellite, or Google Hangouts, whichever you want to call it, is Anthony Ford, one of the designers of Post Replica, who will be our narrator today. So come on, join us, and let's play something. Okay, Anthony, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about the game, and what do we need to play, and what will we be doing today?
So, Post Replica is a tabletop RPG where you play as androids who are trying to survive hidden among humanity in a sort of dystopian future. Today, my fancy is to play in a kind of a gritty city environment where you're going to be trying to help humans who are equipping a hospital with working batteries. So you're going to be diving into some dangerous lower depths of the city ruins to try to help out the humans. But of course, being androids who are hidden among humanity, you're not going to be able to take all the credit for it. You're going to have to maintain your cover identity as you do this good deed. So to play the game, you each need a battle arc, which you have in front of you. That's going to track your movement in combat.
I happen to have one from the tabletop day that I came and helped with shooting the video for, which was fun. So, yay. I have a special one, guys. It's signed by the team.
And you're special.
Right. Jelly.
He gets the fancy stuff?
I happen to be fancy.
What was that? Fancy stuff, yeah. 6-sided dice, which you'll need for the core mechanic, and just some other markers or tokens or dice to track your enemies on the battlefield. And in front of you is also a tablet that is showing a mock-up of the Post Replica companion app. This is just a PDF of the different screens you're going to see once we start building the app. We used a very crude mock-up for Tabletop Day, which Andrew helped us film. And we're working, recruiting artists and designers to help us actually build this. Our Kickstarter was funded a couple weeks ago, so now
we're 2 days in. I was really impressed. After 2 days, it was completely funded. That was awesome.
It was 3 days in. Day 2, we were staff pick, and day 3, we were funded. So, it was just an incredible show of support. We're so grateful. But now it's really becoming clear to us that we have to really produce this game for real.
Oh, we gotta do something.
Crap, we made our goals. We actually have to make this thing.
Right. Before we continue on, what is the last date of the Kickstarter campaign?
June 26th.
June 26th. So you guys still have a couple weeks. If after you watch the video you want to contribute, you can go to the Kickstarter campaign. URL is here and in the description if you want to contribute.
Oh, so the companion app is a kind of optional part of Post Replica. It's still a traditional tabletop RPG, but what the app gives you is the ability to interact with other groups who are playing the game all over the world. So on the screen in front of you, you'll see some other sort of NPCs in the game. They have some missions, rumors, and letters that can influence the direction of your story. And these are intended just to be kinds of leads and options and twists that the GM, which we call the narrator, can add to the story and make it more compelling and interesting, and then feed back what you did to the app, which will update the world state for everybody else. So that's going to be a pretty cool process once we see it happening all the way through.
Massively multiplayer online tabletop role-playing game.
Yeah, that's a very long title.
Okay, so, everyone ready?
Yeah,
certainly. Cool.
So, what you guys have had our playtest packet where you got to pick some characters for today. Did you each pick a character yet?
Oh.
You didn't print out the characters?
Okay, so like a few minutes later, I've printed up the various sheets with characters on them. And you guys already kind of picked, but Anthony, why don't you go over what some of the classes are and who the characters are that represent them in the playtest material?
Sure. So the first character to choose from is Alexi, and he or she is a liberator. And the idea behind liberators is they're kind of like tactical leaders. They can reposition their allies on the battlefield and help them obtain the right position to succeed. And in life, they're sort of like the android freedom fighters. They're always kind of issuing the rally call to help their fellow androids survive.
Nice.
The next one is Brill, and he or she is an infiltrator. And this is more of the stealthy rogue type of character, sort of attacking from the shadows and so on. The next one is Cullen, who is a disruptor. It says interference specialist here on the sheet. But the idea behind Cullen is that he or she uses like radio waves to screw up the buzzers, which are the monsters in Post Replica.
Okay.
And these cool radio waves, you can do all sorts of other effects like monitor humans or mess up security systems and things like that.
Okay. Kind of a hacker idea.
Right. But like the low tech stuff.
Okay.
We'll get to like another version of the hacker for the high tech stuff in a little bit. The next is Dar, who is a veteran, who is the sort of combat android. Just kind of hitting hard, that sort of, and also that personality. Next we have Giles, and he or she is the hunter, and hunters were androids that were built by the Reclaimers, who are the sort of human inquisitors who are coming after androids in Post Replica, and hunters are androids built to hunt other androids. So there's sort of that Blade Runner angle.
I was going to say I wasn't expecting the Reclaimers to be the type to fight fire with fire.
Right. Well, sometimes you have to, right?
Right. Sorry, go ahead.
Sometimes jobs aren't enough, right? But the hunters you play they've sort of escaped from the Reclaimers, and they have sort of broken free of this kind of slave programming that they had. And they have they're kind of racked with guilt, and they may have androids who have vendettas against them because they used to hunt their own kind. And in gameplay, the hunter is all about sort of manipulating turn order and sort of choosing the exact right time to strike, which kind of reflects their like attitude as a stalker of other androids. And finally, we have Walker, who is the cyber infiltration specialist, and the idea is that Walker has a lot more control over all the little computer programs running in android brains, and so this is kind of like the android telepathy model. And you can use that to either hinder your enemy androids, should you encounter any, but more importantly, it's going to be the healing and buffing model to help your allies, live longer.
Okay.
And also, like, understand really high technology stuff should you ever encounter it.
So, I've picked out Brill, the infiltrator model.
Mm-hmm.
I got ground combat model.
Dar. Okay. I decided to go with Giles, the hunter.
How are you going to do the hunter? All right.
Yeah, we'll give that a shot. It's not my usual sort of character, but hey, let's do this.
Yeah, right. Very cool. That should make for a good session. Let's see. So, you guys want to get started right away? Or do you want to hear a little bit more about the core mechanics?
My thoughts are let's get started, and then when we have need of some of those core mechanics, then we'll go over those so that they're fresh the lesson is fresh in our mind when we need them. Sound good?
Right.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, let's do that. So, the three of you androids live in the towering, gleaming towers of towering towers.
Of Tower.
Impressive gleaming towers of New Seattle, which is a city built of the ruins of the old world, where humans kind of all gathered together and isolated themselves in this very cutthroat metropolis setting to try to, get out of the wasteland that is left of the world after this great big war that destroyed most of humanity and all of androids. So you guys live in secret. You work for a food importer corporation. Food importers are kind of like a big deal, right? So since most of the world is kind of destroyed, getting enough food to feed everybody is the big concern of the day. So you guys have somewhat important jobs, but it's also kind of keeps everybody else under the thumb. So everybody has to work a certain amount to get their food ration, and everybody's kind of in a sort of serf-like state. But you guys have the inside track because you actually work for the food corporation. So you have something of a better lifestyle than most people. You don't have to toil as much, so this gives you some time to participate in the sort of android underground. And through that underground, you find out that a hospital a few levels down in the city, and of course, in this kind of setting, like always, the further you get to the ground, the lower in class you go. You find out that the downtrodden have a clinic who but for some increasingly worn-out batteries, are very close to not being able to use modern medical equipment. They're basically back down to bandages and rubbing alcohol, except for some powered things like centrifuges and things. But they need these batteries to run that equipment, and they're increasingly running out of juice. So through the Android Underground, you see there's a mission available to go down into the ruins at the base of the city and find some batteries to help out the humans. And you guys can go down to the clinic to actually learn more about the mission, or you can go straight down to the bottom of the city and try to find some old car batteries in a parking garage.
I figure what do you guys think? Stopping by the clinic first.
Yeah.
Finding more specifics as to what the requirements are, so we don't come back with some
bunch of junk that they can't use.
Yeah. As well as pretty much figuring out what they need.
And how much.
Yeah. In character statement, I do believe we should go and check it out.
Yes, in character.
Very good. Yes, we're getting right into it. So you guys, the cool thing about this Android Underground is that you guys can read these kind of strips of papers that are covered in like zeros and ones that your Android brain can decode into actual information, even though it's not like written in English on a piece of paper. Right. So there's typically like a lot of information in these little missions. So it tells you exactly where to go to this clinic to learn more. So you go and do that.
Yeah.
You arrive at the clinic, and the main doctor there is a man named Dr. Connors. And you can tell the second you walk in that he's in charge because he, despite the fact that he's obviously incredibly busy, immediately turns and asks what you're doing here because you're perfectly healthy people walking in.
Okay, who's our talker?
I don't know if you want me to be, but
okay, I will be our talker.
Well, he asked why we're here, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Dr. Connors, you say?
So Dr. Connors...
Dr. Connors, yes? I pretty much, as soon as he opens his mouth, yes. I pretty much just... we heard that you need some assistance to keep your clinic adequately powered. Way that we would be able to help.
He gets really kind of sullen for a second and looks around and sort of looks past you to see if anyone followed you in or if anyone's outside the door. And he beckons you back to his office.
Okay. That might not have been public knowledge. Okay, so they're following into the office.
So he slams the door, and the room is completely dark. And when the light turns on, you see there are two other people there who are just very muscular people. And Connors is now standing in front of the door, so you can't exactly leave, and he says, "Who told you about our problems and why do you care?"
The dead drop had no information as far as where it came from or anything like that, right?
No, it just comes from like whoever wants to leave. Maybe somebody doesn't want to reveal their identity. Anything official
The
there.
parents gonna make something.
Yeah. I honestly don't know who. I assume if it might have been a former patient. Who it came from doesn't matter to me as much as helping my fellow man. If people are sick, they shouldn't be sick, and they should get all the help they can to not be sick.
Okay, cool. So that's your convincing pitch why you should be allowed to help. So let's roll to see if Connors takes you at your word.
Okay.
So
looking here, there's two columns. I see potential and capability.
Mm-hmm.
So how do those work together in this
Game?
in the game in this particular situation?
So what the potential tells you is how many dice you get to roll. So that's like your dice pool. And the potential you choose kind of is based on what is the sort of personal attribute you need in order to be successful at this task. So for something like this, I would say you could probably make a convincing case. This is really all about the player, justifying to the GM how they want to use these abilities. But it sounds like you can make a pretty convincing case anywhere between insight and confidence. You're either trying to sound really sort of wise and genuine, or you're just being really sort of brash and upfront.
I think insight, as far as like trying to, what would convince him the most?
Confidence to deliver.
Yeah, well, it'd be either or. So I would say I would argue for insight, just as to what does he want to hear, and what makes him less suspicious of us. What makes him receptive to us.
Right, so you're sort of relying on your instincts a little bit.
Yeah.
Your personal instincts, yeah. So that, for you, I think is 4 dice, right?
Yes, it is.
So go ahead and roll 4 6-sided dice. Okay.
So it's... tell you the total off the dice?
Oh, no, not yet.
Okay.
So the next thing we got to do is figure out what capability applies, and the capability tells you how many of those dice you get to re-roll. So this is kind of like Yahtzee, where you can optionally re-roll some of these dice or keep them.
Okay. And it could be something like obfuscate, maybe, to be the whole, don't worry about where we got the information. What matters is we have the information, we want to act on it.
Right, yeah. Obfuscate is definitely when you're trying to conceal the exact nature of the truth, which is sort of what you're doing here, right?
Okay.
So that makes the most sense. So you can go ahead and re-roll. That's 2 for you, right?
Yep.
You can re-roll them 1 at a time, or you can do 2 at once. It's up to you.
I'll do 2 at once. I had 2 5s and 2 2s, so those 2s I'll re-roll. For a 4 and a 1, a net gain of 1 out of that.
Right. Well,
grand total
now for your final roll, and this is true almost all the time, you just pick your favorite 3 dice and add them up, and that's your roll.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So in that case, it is 14.
14 is way past the, I was looking for like a 12 to be really convincing,
Okay.
or like a 9 not to fail miserably.
Thank
so
you,
14
Fox.
is definitely like a convincing show of sincerity that you care about what happens to his patients.
Awesome.
So that's how you roll in Post Replica. That's basically the core mechanic.
Awesome. So no matter what the potential or potential is rolling dice, capability is re-rolling dice if you want, and then pick your favorite 3.
That's it. Yep. So Connors, after seeing just how much you seem to care and are a humanitarian, No pun intended. He says, all right, I don't really care how you know our troubles. What's important is that you can help. We need at least 3 new batteries if we're going to make it to the end of the month. With what we have now, we're going to have to start turning patients away who have anything more complicated than a sprained ankle.
Then we will see what we can do. I gather that this isn't public knowledge, so you don't want us to just bring batteries in the front door. How do you want us to get them to you afterward?
Yeah, you have a good point there. So no one should know that you helped us out, because the second we start doing too well, suddenly the food corps think that they can demand more medical care for less food from us. They have a really perverse way of incentivizing people to perform. So why don't you come around the back of the clinic? You can, right behind us is a bar called Mac's, and you can go to Mac and tell him that Connor sent you, and he will accept the delivery of batteries on my behalf.
Okay, Mac will. Understood. We will see what we can do. Hold tight.
Okay, he gets out of the way and opens the door and says, "Now get the hell out of my office."
Yes, sir.
Before we leave,
No,
just as a word of advice, actually, general advice: avoid any experimentation with lizards. Any unnecessary. Just so you know.
I say this one may need help of a different sort, but we'll leave you alone. As I'm pulling him out by his collar.
Especially if you lose an arm. Just saying. You don't want to turn into
Okay, at this point we're out the
lizard.
door. Okay, so the drop is Max.
It's your fault for naming him Doc Connors. I can't help you. I can't be held responsible for my reactions.
Oh.
Right.
Okay. So at this point, we've got the opportunity to head on down to the garage, quite a few levels down, and see what we can scrounge up. Sound about right?
Yeah.
I like the cars there, just dead, just sitting there, ripe for the picking.
Well,
What's that?
We'll see.
Oh, he asked if they're right for the picking. Well, we know right where they are, right? Do we? Or
Right. You know what garage to go to,
Okay.
but you don't know what's going on until you get there.
Sure.
Okay. Cool. So we head on down.
Okay.
Okay.
So finding the batteries in the garage is going to be the other kind of conflict resolution in Post Replica, and that's what we call a progressive challenge. So you guys have to pick somebody to make the ultimate attempt for your team, but that attempt you can all do subtasks to help that ultimate attempt succeed by giving them bonus dice to roll. So for example, if you were to rob a bank, you might have someone case the joint, and you might have someone slip a sleeping pill into the guard's food the night before so that they don't come in. And that would add 2 dice to the attempt to roll the bank, or to rob the bank. And so you'd have that many more dice to try to get a high number.
Okay.
So for this, each of you can attempt to do a part of the task of finding batteries in this abandoned car garage. And it's kind of up to you how you want to structure those tasks.
Okay,
Right.
so who wants to do that main role, and then how do we roll to help out? Is that another potential and capability type of role?
Yeah, exactly like you just did. Each of you will describe what you're going to do, and then kind of make your case for what potentials and capabilities apply. And then you roll it, and if you get higher than, say, 9, you'll be able to add that dice to the ultimate pool for your party's attempt.
statement. One of us should stand guard.
Okay, you don't need to speak like...
Thanks, HK.
Yeah! I was gonna say...
That's what I've been doing the whole time.
Oh, God. Okay, okay,
Well,
so I suppose that means that...
Try
you can keep an eye out.
I suppose, yeah.
I can go through and gather as many batteries as I can find, and then you can just check them and make sure that they're what we need. Does that sound good?
Statement.
Oh.
Sounds good.
Oh my god. You're going to get us all killed one day. Okay, so do you want to make that final roll then? I will help.
Yeah.
My role will be helping to gather. His role will be helping to make sure that we don't have other people storming in on us while we're doing it.
And I will make sure that they're... yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So helping rolls first, I assume?
Yeah, do the helping rolls first.
Okay.
Anything higher than a 9, you can add 1 dice, and I've been kind of letting playtesters get away with higher than like a 12 or 13, you can add 2. Because there are only a few of you, so...
Okay.
One.
I'm thinking for standing guard would probably be resilience and notice.
I was gonna go for
That
focus
makes
and
sense.
notice.
Focus and notice?
Yeah, like focus because you gotta say focus and alert, and then notice. Yeah. Well, that's
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
Okay, go ahead and you go ahead and make your roll first.
okay.
4 and a bunch of 3s. Don't lose anything by rolling one of the 3s. And
Yeah.
it's a 2.
So
But still,
stay with the
that's a
threes.
10. So you'll get an extra die.
Alright.
Alright.
And then for gathering up the batteries, we'll do discipline. Just it's a repetitive task. And we'll go with deduce, just to for any rerolls as far as being like, oh, that one's obviously toasted because it's corroded and has crap all over it.
Right, you're sort of making conclusions about each battery.
Yeah, the initial screening of I don't need to waste this time with this battery, it's dead.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it makes sense.
Cool, so we'll do discipline as 3 dice, a 6 and a couple of 3s. I'll re-roll one of the 3s, which since I only have 3 dice is a little more risky than when you got 4. And it came out as a 4, so that's a 13. So
13, so you get to add two extra dice to the roll.
Okay, so I'm getting 3 extras overall. I figure for doing the final check on the batteries, insight to start.
Mhm.
3 for that and 3 for theirs. And then, well, we'll see what I get. Well, I don't know. Hey, we got 3 5s so far. And I only get to keep 3 dice anyways.
You get to reroll based on your capability.
Yeah. So what would be a good capability for that? Deduce?
If you're trying to figure out if each battery, you're trying to keep the good batteries and get rid of the bad ones.
yeah.
Deduce.
Right.
Yeah,
It makes sense.
sounds good.
You're drawing conclusions about the batteries, just like before.
Another 5.
Okay.
Alright, so 15 for the...
15 is exactly the amount that you guys needed, so...
Yay!
Congratulations.
Alright. That was good.
Pancake.
Statement. You're being
You
ridiculous.
guys managed to find
That's my
exactly
oh, wait.
Statement. Take the reply.
Indignant reply. That's my shtick.
Yeah.
Okay. So with the 15, we've got how many batteries we can bring back?
So you find exactly 3.
Okay.
So you need 3, so you found exactly 3.
So that's what
yeah,
they'll
whole
need to not be shut
battery.
down at the end of the month.
But, however, as you all high-five each other in a strangely methodical way, you hear this low humming sound coming from the depths of the garage, and it starts getting sort of progressively louder and louder and louder. And you know that buzzers make this kind of sound, so you know that buzzers are on their way. They must have heard your clamoring and crashing and banging and clanking through these old cars
And the high
have been
fives.
adapted to
And the high fives.
Yeah, that's...
Query. Is
And
there
the
a ringing in
high fives,
anyone
the loud
else's
slapping
ears?
high fives.
Okay. So, for the viewers at home, what is a buzzer?
So the buzzers are a mutated android. So androids are sort of biomechanical. They have kind of like sort of synthetic skin and bones and muscles. And each android has the ability to heal those things very quickly, which is why you guys are so hard to kill. But
And why we generally don't need to go in the clinic.
When an android goes crazy, that system goes haywire. So they start growing extra arms and appendages and 30 more eyes and just become these twisted sort of John Carpenter's The Thing style monsters.
Got it.
And obviously they just rampage at everyone. And humans are very afraid of them, and the Reclaimers use these as sort of propaganda tools to make sure everybody always hates androids, because they sort of falsely promote the idea that you guys could just randomly become buzzers, even though no one's ever heard of that happening.
Gotcha. Okay, so we've got at least one buzzer incoming. Should I go anywhere on the tablet? Is there a specific PDF page we could run to?
Yeah, go ahead and scroll over to the page that actually has a picture of Buzzer.
Okay. Buzzer attack. The mission execution screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, buzzer attack. Tactics, maul, somersault, swipe, expand. Cool. Oh yeah, and that one's got 1, 2, okay, 5 arms and 3 legs.
Fun.
Right. So this is kind of cool. That's concept art by one of our artists, Sam Alexander. He's going to be staying on after the Kickstarter as one of our illustrators.
Nice.
So we'll see more work from him.
I really love the concept art that I've seen, the various, like, the buzzer art and stuff. I love it.
I just love, like, describing the general idea to artists, and then they come back with these, like, really scary-looking things. I'm like, you guys are sort of twisted, and I like it.
The one that's, like, has so much growing out of it, it has, like, 5 more torsos growing out of its hand that it's dragging along with it. I think is the one that weirds me out the most.
Yeah. It's just weird.
Okay.
This thing on the app here, then, the idea is that it gives you kind of like the boss battle, like this is going to be like the main enemy, and then the GM can kind of build the rest of the encounter based on kind of party size and what they kind of want, right?
Okay, so the app doesn't
like,
dictate exactly what happens. It kind of guides in a direction, and then the narrator is able to add more on top of it.
Right, exactly.
As seen fit for
so
party size and temperament.
Edge, you know?
That's cool. Yeah, like
so
one concern that I've heard a lot is taking power away from the game master, the narrator. So it's cool to kind of see this way. Okay, the narrator retaining control over the prompts that the app gives. Right.
Yeah, and even at something like Tabletop Day, it became a great just a way to participate between the players and the narrator too, because sometimes somebody from the table would like click the rumors button on the app and add this spice to the story, or like a little tangent or a little element, and then the GM has to like wind that into the story, and it becomes just really interesting. Yeah. Nice. Including like, tossing a human farmer at an enemy as a move in combat.
Yep.
Which was effective.
Oh, I remember it fondly.
Right, yeah. Take that, former John!
So let's see what sort of shenanigans our little crew can come up with.
So, lumbering through the parking garage, you see emerge from the darkness this multi-armed buzzer, and skittering along the roof of the parking garage come 2 other ones, which are they're just collections of heads all glommed together with these long, spindly legs, like grotesque spiders. And they're sort of following this main buzzer around like it's like kind of like they're all like together, but of course they're just acting on instinct. So you guys are going to face this main buzzer here, the buzzer there on the screen, and 2 other buzzers.
Okay,
so and 1, and the other ones can be 2 and 3.
Okay, so big one is number 1. Grab some markers, guys. 1, 2, and 3.
And you guys just put those tokens on the nearby position to start combat.
Nearby, okay. And this is used in place of a full-on battle map. So
that's right. Yeah. So
I remember seeing stuff get moved around on it during the playtest, but I was focusing on filming, so I'm really interested to see how this actually plays out.
Yeah, this is pretty neat. So you guys can kind of imagine combat flowing however you want it to. The idea is that these markers indicate where that enemy is in relation to you. Or rather, where you are in relation to that enemy. So if that token is on the hidden position, that means you're hidden from that enemy. But you're not necessarily hidden from any other enemies, and your allies aren't necessarily hidden from it either. So it's all just completely open, and each enemy has a unique position against you.
It kind of encourages the whole theater of the mind, where you're, playing the action out in your head, instead of, oh, well, I'm 5 feet from him.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah. So the first step in combat is to roll for speed. And everybody so far just has 3 dice for speed.
Okay, it's in the
Go
upper
ahead
right.
and roll 3d6.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
And what you'll do with this roll is you're going to pick your favorite 2. Now, bear in mind that speed is both your turn order. It goes from lowest to highest. So low speed means you go sooner. But it's also your defense. So the higher your speed is, the harder you are to hit in combat.
Okay, so you're either going sooner or you're turtling back in higher defense. Okay.
Right. So I rolled, the lowest speed I rolled was a 3. Does anybody have lower than 3?
No.
I don't know if it's lower than 3.
So the higher, I missed part of that. So the higher speed is harder to hit.
The higher your speed is, you're harder to hit, but you will go later in the turn.
You will go in the turn order.
And you're picking your 2 favorites as far as...
All that.
Actually, I'll go with these 2. So
Yeah.
I'll go with a 7.
I'm surviving this encounter.
I am also a 7.
I'm a 12.
God be with you.
Went with 12.
Harder to
If you
hit,
guys are
right?
7, you can break the tie with the third die roll.
The 2 of us that got 7s?
Yeah, you can. Whoever has that lower third roll will go first.
That would be you. Because you had a 2 on that. So he'll go first, I'll go second. Of us. Okay.
And AJ, you had a 12?
Yep.
So you're going to be really hard to hit.
Yep.
So
That's because he's not even fighting. Why don't you get up here? Instead of hanging back there doing nothing.
Irrational fear.
Oh, he's
Spidery
got
things.
That was the one I was thinking you
Spiders
pick
are
just because of the whip.
Yeah. I got a whip. Don't worry about it. I got this.
Eventually.
Eventually.
Okay. So you said you had a 3 somewhere in that mess of terribleness?
Right. So, get rid of all this. So the turn order is going to go, one of these little skittering guys is going to go first. And then it's going to go John and then Andrew. And then this big nasty buzzer, or no, the other skittering buzzer is going to go after that. Then the big nasty buzzer, and then finally AJ.
Okay.
Yeah.
You will avenge us.
See, look at this. Tactics. Hide. Bide your time. Attack from flank. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I didn't even read this sheet.
Oh yeah, what if I do lend turn? Choose an ally to take this action on your behalf. Ha, you go now.
You attack.
If they have not acted yet, they may act normally later this round. Oh, so that would essentially let you go twice.
You can't attack them for until
Right?
it's actually called.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So
And you have no-
this is kind of a cool part of
sidestep
John
lets you
that
attack. Okay.
Yeah.
you can really use the wraparound to your advantage, right? So you can put
So
yourself
that lets
later
me do
this
it
round,
first,
take
then
another
you can
action,
use
and then
the
when you
ability.
eventually go again, roll yourself a lower speed, and then wrap around to the next turn and go again,
Oh, neat.
because it resets back down.
Okay.
You can kind of move yourself to the beginning and end of the turn as much as you want to. So we'll get into this when it's John's turn, but you can always use, every turn you use 2 tactics. So you can sort of use one of them to do something sort of tactics-wise and then use your other turn to attack or vice versa. But first is is one of these skittering head spider things. And it's going to jump down on Giles.
Okay.
And so he's going to have to roll to hit you. There's nothing you have to really do yet.
So you're engaged now with one of them.
Okay.
Let's see.
Number 2 or 3, is that now engaged?
Oh, only if he hits.
Okay.
He has like a 12. So instead of doing damage to you, you are now engaged with him.
Okay. And was that enemy number 2 or 3?
That's enemy number 3.
Number 3. Okay. So engaged.
And for his other one, he's going to swipe at you. So he's gonna now that he skitters up the ceiling and jumps down in front of you, and now he swipes at you with one of his weird finger things. And 11, he hits for 11. So the damage you take is his hit roll minus your speed. So your speed is 7. So 11 minus 7 is 4. So you take 4 resolve in damage.
Okay, I see resolve in the upper right here is 18, so 4 damage off of that means I now have 14.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I only have a pen, but whatever, it'll do. Okay.
And
I see
his
how that
turn.
works.
Now it's John's turn.
Get it off me! Get it off! I'm gonna use one of my.
It's kind of wet. It leaves like a little yucky stuff.
Oh.
Stop it! It's waking me out enough. I'm not even an arachnophobe yet.
It's yeah, that's nasty. I'm just trying to think of what the body could produce to be a web, and that's no.
It's just really sweaty.
So I'm going to use one of my tactics, and I'm going to take cover.
Okay.
From do I have to declare a target? I have to declare a target for take cover.
You have to pick whom against you're taking cover from.
So I'm going to take cover from the one that is attacking him. I'm going to dive behind one of the pillars in the parking garage. And then I'm going to exploit cover and re-roll my speed.
Okay.
And hope for the higher. And this, I still pick my 2 that I want, which in this case I want to be higher.
And if you don't like any of them, if you don't like what you get, you don't have to take the new speed either. You
Well,
can just...
your new speed is 7, so...
So I didn't get to exploit my cover, because I tied my speed, so not any faster. I didn't gain anything off of that. But I'm covered for 1 target anyways.
Sure. Okay. So that's your turn.
Yep.
So next is Giles. You're up.
Okay, so I guess that we'll just get it off me. So tactics, you can use anything that's listed or do an attack.
Some of my prerequisites, but yeah.
Yeah, so anything that says, this is a good point, so anything that says roll to hit or anything like that, you get to pick which of your weapons you want to hit with.
Okay.
So everybody has 2 weapons, they have various effects and things, so anything that says, you attack or anything like that, you get to pick whatever weapon you like to use that tactic with.
Okay. So do attacks still have to be done with one of the 5 tactics on your sheet?
Yeah, yeah, but every character knows, how to attack when they're engaged, and, how to run up to the enemy, and how to run away from the enemy.
Yeah, there's the basics.
Combat actions. So if you're engaged, you can just roll to hit the weapon.
Yeah, that's what I'll do, I think. Yeah, well, first we'll try to hit the thing on me using Handblade, I guess. It's over here, so I just want to be like...
Cool.
Okay, so it says confidence and direct to hit. So confidence would be 3 of these, and then direct being able to reroll 1. Those are not great. Ugh.
No improvement.
9 for the attack.
Yeah, you very much hit. So with the
Well, it's right
weapon,
here, I mean-
once you give it a go.
Oh, that's right, because he went before me, so he has a lower number even than 7
So
for the
so
9 to
he's
be matched up against.
Right.
Okay.
Right, so you definitely hit him, right? So you once you hit, you can add 2 more dice. So just roll another 2d6 and add that number on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, does an attack count as just one of your tactics move, or is that like
Yeah, it's one of your tactics.
so that he
Yeah.
could attack again?
That adds 8. I don't think I'll need to.
And what's your grand total there?
The grand total there is 17.
8, 17.
17. His speed is only 3.
He sliced his
Damn.
head off.
Which is
Yeah, but
almost
he has
half
more.
of it.
This is true.
So he's down to 13. So what's your second tactic for this turn?
Second one, I'm going to take cover from the big one. I don't need it trying to take advantage of my situation.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm nearby it, so that moves the big one over to covered.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Cool. Awesome, that's your turn. The next one is the other big skittering one, and it
Yeah,
sees
really.
that its friend is in danger. And so, so it's going to try to maul you. So it rears up and tries to grab you with all of its weird little arm things.
Nope.
I'm thinking like the spider head baby from Toy Story 1.
Oh,
With the erector set legs.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
Now that shit'll give me
Okay,
nightmares.
so it hits you, but instead of doing damage, it attaches to you.
I love it.
And neither of you can change positions until someone does damage to Skittering Buzzer number 2. And it's engaged with you. Yeah.
okay. Thank you. So until
Uh,
someone damages
and
number
since it
2,
can't
I
change
can't move.
position.
Engaged? You're already married.
It's going to, it's since you're the one in its arms, it's going to try to bop and hit you. So
Yeah.
playfully
Bop
for damage,
Bop it.
and it
Twist
rolls
it.
It rolls 5. So in fact, playful.
You reach out to push the orc off the cliff. 1. You lightly caress its back.
It looks at you uncomfortably.
Right.
That whole
So,
thing.
That's his turn. Next
No,
is
that
the big nasty buzzer. So it is going to run up to Dar. Its second turn, it's going to sprout an extra arm, which kind of just comes out the back and just kind of comes down.
Really?
beside it.
Really?
Yeah.
That was called for. Okay, bring it on, guy.
And it rolls an 11.
Oh, that hurts.
And that hit you, right? So
Yeah.
that's 11 minus 7 is 4, so you take 4 damage.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's its turn. So, Brill, you picked Brill, right?
Yep.
So Brill, you're up.
I am going to hide.
Are you kidding me?
Classic rope.
There's danger.
From I can only hide from one at a time, right?
Right.
So I will hide from the big one
Okay.
because fuck that shit.
You had fun with that one.
And then I will
I'm getting ready to attack one of the ones.
I will shoot it with my grappling hook. Like,
Cool.
yeah.
Alright, roll it.
So confidence, I've got 4 die to go with.
Mm-hmm.
Now, does an attack
Uh,
reveal him, or does he stay hidden?
I imagine if he hits,
actually, with the grappler whip, for me, if you attack from a hidden position, you remain hidden.
Well, isn't that handy?
Hidden.
Like,
Oh, wait, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Hidden.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I've got balance, 2 reroll.
Oh, I've been hit with a grappling hook and I'm being pulled by a rope. I don't know where the rope's coming from.
Oh, I didn't reroll those. All right, well, I have 5 anyway. So 3 5s.
3 5s, 15.
Yep.
Wow.
So
So that
for that-
definitely hits.
That's
So
good.
go ahead and roll your bonus die of damage and add it to that.
All right.
So again, 2 more? Or 1 more?
No, 1 more for the grappler hook, I think. Yep. Because they've got
15
Yep,
total?
okay, I see.
1 die. So an additional 3. So for an 18 total.
18 total. Awesome. So its speed is 9, so it takes 9 damage.
That's good.
Taking it down to 19.
Sneak attack.
Cool. Awesome. So you have 2. Oh, you hit and then you attack. So that's your 2.
Yep.
Great. So the
Keep attacking.
next up is the slightly
My turn.
lossily hurt Slithering Buzzer number 3. And it's nearby both of you guys, right? Has someone hid from it, right?
I'm covered from one of the ones on him.
Yep, he's covered from that
the
one.
third one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Meanwhile, it is nearby him and obviously engaged with me.
Oh, okay. So it is going to run up a column of the parking garage and run along the ceiling and then jump down at Brill.
Give it your best shot.
So now you're engaged with that one.
So that was numero 3. Trace.
Right. So you're now engaged in number 3. And if it hits you, you won't be hidden or covered from anyone.
Okay.
So if it hits you, it like exposes you.
Oh, so am I no longer covered from the one I was covered from? Because I got hit by the big one?
Oh no, it didn't use that kind of move.
Oh, okay. This is
Okay,
special.
this is specific.
Special,
Yeah.
okay.
All right.
Right. This is kind of like they jump down and sort of frighten you, and you sort of jump out like, and now you're
okay.
like, all can see you, right? And it rolled pathetically, so that is a total of 9, and your speed is 12, so it
It's like
jumps
the tank
down
right
and
now.
you're like,
Tank room.
nah.
Yeah. I saw that coming from a mile
Yeah.
away.
It's engaged with you, but you're not exposed.
These things
And
are
for
legitimately
second turn,
grossing
it's
me
going to
out.
try to hit you.
Does that go back to nearby with me instead of engaged?
No, it's still...
Okay, so it is engaging multiple enemies?
It's like, right. Engage isn't necessarily physical proximity. Like, it still wants to hit you.
Okay.
And like it keeping like its attention on you.
We're kind of close by because we were high-fiving each other, but when the countdown started. So
Right.
it's fair. It's fair.
You guys are in grapple distance with one another.
Fair call.
So what's that? That's 11. 11, 12. Wait, 11, 12, 13. So it hit you for 1 damage. Yeah.
I think I can take it.
Yeah.
What's your resolve?
18.
Okay, well, 17 now.
Darn.
Cool.
I
Alright.
should actually get out a pencil.
Nara, you're up.
Alright, well, I'm going to attempt to do what I was going to do before and pop out a cover towards the one I am covered at, which is now on him. So I engage with that, and I hit him with my hand blade, which is 3, add 1. It's like a warrior sneak attack.
Right, it's like a warrior sneak attack.
I cannot roll today.
Yeesh.
I got some
Bear in
rerolls.
mind, bonus also gives you another reroll.
Yeah, so
There is an extra die pool and then an extra reroll.
so I get to reroll 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I should probably
if
keep
you
one of
say-
the threes.
Keep one of the threes, probably reroll the 1.
It's a little better, not
Yeah.
much. But okay, so that hits him with keep 3 of them, so 11.
11. So this is number 3, right?
Yes. Yes, the one that's attacking him.
3? Yeah. That definitely hits, because he has an incredibly small speed, so you can go ahead and roll your bonus damage with that weapon.
Yeah, that's the one that I've already hit, too. So.
Yeah.
Chop another head off.
So 10 bonus. So
Wow.
21 total.
So what's your grand total?
21.
21? That would have killed it in one hit.
That was the original goal, but I didn't roll high on the speed.
Yeah, low speed for the enemies is not a good thing.
Yeah.
So that one got
Would you just
Oh,
kill?
not good for it.
one
one
in
attacking
flame.
Nice.
Be gone, ye.
Now I
Right.
gotta help him while I'm getting attacked by the big
I'll
So that was only one action, right?
Yeah, that was just trying to pop out of cover.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just have to, since I'm already engaged, I guess I'll just go ahead and attack him since he's right there. The big guy there.
So you're attacking number 1?
Yes.
Yeah.
There
That's
you go.
better. I need to
Awesome.
re-roll 2, but I'm only going to re-roll this
Yeah, I was
one.
gonna say, don't roll a 6.
I upped that. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Sixes! All 6s on the dice.
All
Nice.
6s? 8?
Yeah.
Yep, and
That
then
definitely hits, so roll your bonus damage.
Plus another 10.
28 total.
Wow.
28. Wow.
All my low rolls,
So you
done.
won't believe this. So 28 minus 9, that's 19.
19
right?
plus the 9 he already took.
Right,
Me.
so he had exactly 19 hit points left. So it's at 0, so it's gonna
Teamwork.
slink away into the night.
Nice.
Teamwork up top. That was
That was
terrible.
a very lucky roll.
That was a little better.
It's an awkward angle.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay,
That's
so
a good turn.
Well, damn.
Dar is like such a good combatant. Like,
apparently.
those 2 bonus damage come in so handy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I've got
So
the two bonus damage with my wrist blade too, which is really nice. So
yeah, and then I got the haymaker if it's like a high speed target, he just really needs to hit.
I was about to use a tactic actually too. I was gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna do superior pin down on the big guy. No need. He's gone.
I was gonna ambush him, but he's already dead.
So we'll just go with another handblade stab on target number 2, which has me pinned down in some sort.
Yeah, so you can't move until you damage it. But if you damage it, it'll end that effect.
Okay. So we'll go
Mhm.
with
Oh, that's good.
it is confidence. That did not look very confident. But I get to reroll one of the ones. Right, direct, yes. That's better.
11.
6,
Or-
11, 13.
13.
13 definitely hits.
And 2 bonus dice for an extra 3. Total of 16.
But he's off of you now.
So it takes 8 damage. Which is 16. And it sort of slinks off you and sort of backs off because it was like a dog who ran after a car and caught it. It just had no idea what to do.
And then let's see. I have another weapon for barrel roll if I can do a second attack.
Do a barrel roll.
Am I able to use that?
Do
really
a
a thing?
barrel roll.
Okay.
Wait, is that actually on
Yes.
there?
It's like you roll, you kick off of him.
Yeah, it's like basically, no, you're not running away from this. Run, leap over him, and attack him.
Right. Cool.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Being able to re-roll one of them. It's still there, so a 10 for the attack.
10 to hit?
Yes.
That totally hits.
All right.
Roll your,
With a bonus die of 3 for a total of 13.
so 13. So he takes 5 damage.
Okay.
He does not like being kicked.
Yes. Okay, so still engaged at that point. I like this. If you do not deal damage to your target, you may use your excess momentum to return to nearby against that opponent. But I dealt damage, so I'll take it.
Right, yeah.
So you can use it to get away
It's
from
always
them
nice to
too.
give players like a consolation prize a little bit. you
Yeah, I
know?
like that.
And you could, if you were trying to reposition yourself, you could just choose your lowest dice and like hope you don't hit.
That's true,
Like,
that's true.
right.
I forget about that choice sometimes, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's number 2's turn here, and he is not happy. Let's see.
So many frowny faces.
They're all bleeding.
So you get for
Who
being...
is not engaged with number 2?
Both of us.
Both of us.
It's only Giles is engaged with this one.
That is
Okay.
correct.
Is anyone hidden from it?
Nope. I think we're both nearby.
Yeah. The interesting thing about the battle arc, it's worked pretty well when I've done like these remote playthroughs, but the whole idea is I'm the GM's like at the table like screwing up your battle board. Like
Yeah.
trying to disrupt the things you're trying to set up. So I don't
at a
have my own
glance you can
battle
look and
arc, like
see-
I mess up yours,
Yeah, like
And it's kind of
in
cool 'cause
person,
it's less
you'd be able to
bad.
look and say, "Oh, that you're covered from that one. Well, this one's going to do this, and now you're not covered anymore."
Right,
It's a
It's
little
like-
less transparent. Is anyone covered? Not for long.
Right. Honor system.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it's going to run up to Dar, who seems dangerous.
Understatement.
So you're now engaged with number 2.
You're next, little buddy.
It's like, you have chosen poorly.
And it's right. 11. It rolls to hit you for 14.
Okay.
So that hits.
That's a hit.
And
Yeah.
it's 14 minus 7, so you take 7 resolve.
Okay, so I'm down to 13.
Alright. Now I got my one bad guy left to screw you guys up with.
And it's
Now
my
it
turn.
is Bryle's turn.
Alright.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have plans? They were about to get screwed up.
I am, so I'm gonna sidestep, because I'm still nearby, to put that into a flank position.
Very nice.
And then I'm gonna attack from flank to give me a bonus 1/1 on that there. So
Mm-hmm.
going for a 5. I see some nice numbers. Wow. Yes, I'm gonna kill it. 2 die to reroll. Alright. We've got a 17 to hit. And for a bonus die there, an additional 4 for the bonus die. So 21 minus
rolled
whatever.
2 6s and a 5?
Yep.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So what was it, 21 or 22? Was your total?
21 for the total.
21. So 21 minus 8 is 13, right?
Yep.
And it only had 11 resolve left, so you sent that guy packing.
I smushed it. It's got a spike going through its head. One of the heads. One of the heads.
A couple of the heads.
I just yeah.
Now you have a flail.
I was gonna say the grappler went through, and I just started swinging it around, hitting those concrete columns.
Okay, boom. So you guys win. Great combat.
Yay, combat!
Yay.
Awesome.
So you have your 3 batteries. You can return in relative safety to the bar
Yeah.
where you're supposed to drop them off.
Let's head back to Max.
Now we're covered in blood.
Let's clean up a little bit first.
Well, it's like android blood, so it's all black and stuff. It's oil.
Yeah, we're just mechanics.
So-
we got batteries.
Yeah. Like it.
So you guys tidy up, bring your batteries in tow to Max. The second you walk in the door, you hear a sound behind you, and it's the door closing back up, and a large, hefty man is standing in front of it to make sure you can't leave. And he just kind of like bouncer poses at you as the sort of like
I look back at him.
Here.
Yeah.
And you hear, coming from right in front of the bar, you hear, "Gentlemen, why don't you come in and speak with me?" And you see a sort of tall man with a very sort of Romanesque, stately face, and he's wearing a very bright red, sort of almost like a British redcoats kind of coat, and black pants and sort of big leather boots. And he holds up what looks like a sort of metal, plasticky looking badge, and he says, my name is Grissom, I'm with the Reclaimers. We hear that there are androids in this area. I would like to talk to you about why you have such a large bag in tow today.
Query: androids where?
Okay, well, as soon as I saw the red coat, I more or less gave him our nonverbal cue for no talking now.
Beep boop boop boop.
But,
John Grissom?
I ask, is Mac here?
The proprietor of this establishment is indisposed until we get this little matter cleared up.
Well, what's in the bag has pretty much nothing to do with androids, except that we ran across some picking up the stuff. Some of those buzzery types.
Spindly limbs.
They were...
And so I must ask you, gentlemen, why are you not dead?
Because I'm a talented man. What can I say?
And we can run.
You're gonna have to roll that.
I'm fine with that.
Can I just like help with the whole and we know how to run? Can I like try to offer him an additional die on his roll with that?
We'll see how Brill does.
So what do we call for that? Confidence? Definitely. I think
That was
that's
definitely confidence.
Confidence and obfuscate.
That would definitely be an obfuscate along with that.
Alright, alright. I'll try re-rolling these two.
Like kind of either a clarify or direct situation.
Not obfuscate? No?
Well, you're saying in pretty plain terms that you're a talented person. It's not you're...
Okay, I'll
That's a 2.
I'll put... I had a 2 and a 3, so I'll put the 3 back. Reroll the... Alright! That's 5. Okay. So we got a 15 for that. That there.
Okay, so he looks somewhat convinced, but he asks, if you're so experienced with stopping buzzers from killing you, why don't I see a bunch of equipment and gear? Surely you must have needed some assistance to make up for your feeble human characteristics.
Magic hands.
Okay. Well, we didn't bring the gear with us. I mean, that would be weird just walking around town with that. Plus, I mean, they were little. They were gross. They were like...
Well,
there was two of them. They were like these little spider things with heads going out everywhere. They were gross, but not really effective.
Well, no, I mean, we're having it cleaned. There's some nasty stuff on them. They're all, icky. Filled with sweat.
Bile, blood.
So, Ryle, why don't you roll to assist...
that stuff rusts,
Yeah.
I mean, it's made out of metal. I mean...
So roll for the assist.
Roll for the assist.
That one was obfuscate.
And you can give Giles an extra dice if you succeed at this sort of backing up kind of roll.
So, confidence again?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
With obfuscate, I'm thinking.
You really want to use obfuscate.
you
Well, that one was a clear lie, though. So
this is a bit of flim-flammering, so I'll allow it.
Flim-flammering. I don't think I've ever
allow it.
heard that used in conversation. It's a glorious day.
It'll be a day long remembered.
Yeah. Alright, I'll deal with that. 12.
12 works. He gets an extra die to his die pool.
Okay.
So that was why don't you roll to try to convince him that you left the gear somewhere.
Okay. What sounds right to you guys? I mean, I would like to say insight again. What does he want? Well, he wants to hear that we're androids. That's what he wants to hear. But
insight would be like what would be the right words for him to accept what you're trying to say to him.
Yeah, I would say if I can do insight, I'll do that. Otherwise, I think it'd probably be discipline.
Insight makes sense. You're trying to
I think so,
tailor, the subtleties of what you're saying.
Okay. And then after that, more of the flim-flammery with obfuscate.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That was not a great roll, but I get to reroll 2 of
He's
them.
going to roll against you for this one.
Okay.
You did roll your extra die, right?
Yes. Okay.
Oh, better than the other.
Okay, so
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 you
there's
still
the
got
extra
2 to
die,
reroll, right?
and I still have 2 to reroll. These are still lower than that anyway. 2 more. Oh.
Well, probably.
It's a 12. It's higher than average, but I don't hold out a ton of hope.
So he rolls a 9.
Thank you.
So you bested the reclaimer.
Yeah, by basically saying, we have a bit of equipment, it's dirty, and I mean, we didn't need a lot of equipment in the first place anyway because they were these little gross things. What I don't say aloud is, if I knew how to throw up, I would.
We've had all sorts of funny biological function tests in games, like roll to pant appropriately for the amount of running you did, or roll to cough from smoke in a fire,
Nice.
You don't know how to do it, you have to pretend.
Can I roll to retch a little bit? The thing I described.
So the reclaimer says, "Well, gentlemen, you should count yourselves lucky. Most humans wouldn't survive something like that. But tell me, what did you take from the ruins today?"
Okay, give me a moment to think about this.
A lesson learned.
Okay, so they want to know basically what is in the bag.
There's air in the bag. Most certainly.
You could either lie about what's in the bag, or you could show them what's in the bag and try to explain it.
Right, I kind of don't want to tell them the truth about why we
Just say
have
it's
the
for
batteries.
personal use. I mean, we don't have to say it's for anybody but ourselves.
Yeah. And our food ration gets cut.
Yeah. We work for
food. Yeah.
It was a private expedition for power and stuff. Pretty much we were looking for one, we found 3, and then, if people need them, then they could have them. Does that sound...
Yeah, I had just gotten a new jet ski, and...
Yeah, okay.
Oh wait, alright, no, this is post-apocalyptic
so-
Seattle. What's a good... Dune buggy? I got a new dune buggy.
Yeah, well, it's basically, I'm very reluctant, but I set the bag down and pull out one of the batteries. If there's any that we had ranked as being slightly less topped off than the rest, I pull that one out first. And just say, power is always in short supply. We wanted to see, get extra power for our place or any place else that might need it.
Okay, roll to sort of convince him. That seems to be sort of a, you're just kind of seeing plainly what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not stating the clinic, but yeah, in general, power is a thing that's needed.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
What do you guys think at that point? That is absolutely telling the truth. That's
that's probably the truth. So I'd say
well, I mean, I would probably still use obfuscate for the second one, but confidence.
Yeah, I was thinking
obfuscate.
confidence.
Confidence, telling the truth. Obfuscate, not the whole truth.
On the force of will, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but you're not necessarily hiding the ball. You're just stating plainly that you want more of it. You just wanted an extra battery.
Yeah.
So what confidence clarify?
Power.
And then is obfuscate still okay because hiding who we're getting it for, like saying it's not for the clinic?
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're delicately leaving out who it's for. Okay.
Yeah. So
that
instead of my ideal 4 dice and reroll 2, it's 3 dice and reroll 2. It still comes out with a 13. Wait. Yes.
13. He rolled a 12.
Oof.
I thought I already had you that time.
That's close. The reroll was key.
Barely. Yeah, that reroll had a 6 in it. The other rerolled one was a 2, but...
Good. So he says, "How very industrious. It's good to see that someone takes the values of the reclamation seriously in these troubling times." And he gestures to his guard behind you he just throws the door open and leaves it open. And he just walks out, and the Reclaimers kind of basically walks through you guys, like, just nudges you out of the way. And
yeah.
Dick!
I respectfully step to the side as he approaches.
Try to bump into me.
I use sidestep. He is now flanked. Just FYI.
And he keeps moving.
Yeah. So, out from behind the bar, the sort of back area behind the bar, comes a very frightened-looking female figure, and she says, "I'm Mac. Do you have batteries for Connors?"
Yeah, I assume after the Reclaimer and
Yeah,
okay.
I thought you were indisposed.
Yeah, I cast a glance that way, but then yes, 3 batteries, as promised.
All right, good. Have a beer on the house, and with that is the playtest.
Thank you very much for narrating for us. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was. I like this. Yeah.
I would be a terrible actual player for this game.
Usually are.
No, I am a great player. Like, for this, all I can... I would just... Yeah, no, I wouldn't last very long.
You're gonna out yourself as an android.
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to this. I am already backing on Kickstarter again, guys. The web address is right here for the Kickstarter, for the Post Replica webpage, whichever I decide to put up is up there. And again, by June 22nd? 26th. You stop miming with the words. Yeah, by June 26th. If you're interested in helping make this a reality, it already will be. Help to make it more awesome with more seasons of content and whatever other stretch goals there are. I know you've already hit a couple stretch goals, right?
We set one stretch goal to unlock some more play styles, so some more character options. And our next one, we're only a few $100s away. I'm pretty confident we'll hit it. It's going to be
probably
the first,
hit it before the video releases.
Yeah, it's going to be the first grant to pay for like an artist to come in and do like DLC stories and campaigns.
That's really cool.
So that's going to pay the first outside guest writer to write the Post Replica universe.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, I am definitely looking forward to it. Thank you for narrating. Thank you guys for playing. And thank all of you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, again, please check out Post Replica on Kickstarter. You can subscribe to my channel down below. You can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter.com/BoaterBug and support me on Patreon.com/BoaterBug. Thank you all for watching. Have a good one, and I look forward to seeing you guys playing in-game and contributing to the shared world. Have a good one.